You say, so originally it was sleep, and then why did I change it to stopping by woods? I love that. Okay, so here's the story. 26 years ago, I was commissioned to make a musical setting of the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. So this woman contacted me, and she had lost her parents. So they wanted me to set the family's favorite poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. So I did. I wrote that, I said it, and they were in Texas. I flew down to Texas, and we premiered the piece. We performed Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Sleep didn't even exist. Then I went to put it into publication, and the Robert Frost estate, the lawyers who control all of his works, said, no, you can't have permission. And they said, you're free to use it when it becomes public domain in the year 2038. This is what they told me. So I called up my friend Charles Anthony Silvestri, my best friend, and I said, I want you to make a poem that's exactly like the Robert Frost poem, with all the same meter and structure. And there's all these places, like for instance, in Stopping by Woods, he will not see me stopping here, right? We do an extra beat to paint the idea of stopping. Tony put in the word resting. There's all these places where Tony substituted so that it made the music still seem like it was painting the words. And then this one ends at miles to go before I sleep. So I said it has to end on the word sleep, no matter what happens. So Tony made this poem that ends on the word sleep, and we called it Sleep. And so for 25 years, that's the only thing that was published, and that's what we performed. So then, a couple of years ago, we got a letter from the Robert Frost estate, just out of the blue, saying, we've been watching the success of Sleep, and we wondered if you'd be interested. It gets better. It gets better. We'd like to give you the rights, and maybe you could publish it. And my response to them was like, never! I was so angry. I mean, I had my manager send like a nice letter, but behind the scenes I was just like, this was in December, and it turned out the reason they were writing me in December is because they got the copyright expiration date wrong, and that January 1st, it was going into public domain. So they were hoping I'd sign a contract and wed myself. Lawyers, I tell you, right? So I didn't do it, so then January 1st, I'm reading, wait, what? This is in public domain now? Check, make sure, have a lawyer check it. Hallelujah. Right, so I thought, okay, now that it's public domain, I'll try this piece. And I wasn't expecting to publish it. I just was like curious, what does it even sound like? So I did it with my choir in London, and it was really nice, but not better, just different. It's so different. It really changes the piece. And so then after we did it a couple of times, I thought, okay, I'll publish it and put it out there, and then people can decide what they want to do. But the fact that you thought it was Sleep, and now I've put Stopping by Woods on top of it, I absolutely love that.